All right, guys. Well, instead of talking about our last two results against Brighton, which obviously nowhere near good enough, awful performances, awful results, poor mentality, blah, blah, blah. Instead of talking about our massive match against Aston Villa this weekend, the biggest match of the season at this point for Champions League football, which is what we, the fan base, wants. And, with an average squad of 23.8 around there. It could be lower, it could be higher. Instead of backing these guys, supporting this young manager, being there for the club, we are planning a protest, I guess. So, in today's video, I will be talking about this potential protest, the state of Chelsea Football Club, my thoughts, etc. Now, I'm all ears. I'm open minded. I'm always willing to learn. I enjoy listening, reading, hearing other people's opinions, whether I disagree, agree. I'm a willing learner, and I thought I would take up X these last few days whenever this protest came to fruition. I first saw the posts about it after our match against Brighton. People were saying we should plan a protest, blah blah blah, and it looks like something will be happening before the Southampton match. Now, I'll be honest, I've yet to see or find what people are protesting about. I don't know if it's Clear Lake out, Blueco out, if they want a new manager, if they want to change the model, sporting directors. I genuinely have no idea, which honestly should go and tell you how this is being organized. I'm not sure if they know what they're protesting, but, in my opinion, I've already said I respect all opinions. If you want your voice to be heard, by all means, I guess, protest if that makes you happy. But for me, it's just we want Champions League football. We want our Chelsea football, or we want our Chelsea back. We want to succeed. We want to see an uptick in performances. What is it, like 2 wins in our last 9 Premier League matches? I'm in agreement. That's nowhere near Chelsea level. But instead of backing these guys and being there for them, we are just creating more distractions, toxicity. These guys, myself, I'm 22 years old. These guys, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, learning how to be professionals, learning how to play for a club like Chelsea. That they need us. I've talked about this before. These guys rely on family, friends, and like myself and you, the supporter. Like that's the three foundations. They rely on us to get them through. It's been a tough season, which is kind of crazy to think about because, in my opinion, we've seen up to this point clear progress from last season. I'm very confident. I've been saying this. I think we'll get Champions League football, but a massive part of that will be people like me and you watching this, supporting the football club. Um, I just, I guess I just don't understand why we're trying to create more distractions. It's like I'm not sure how you guys approach your personal life, but when I face adversity, I'm not just gonna put my head down and protest life. Like it's my doing. Like if I'm in a position in my life, it's because I've done it to myself. Now, obviously, we the fans have a massive say within the football club with these players, the coaches, the hierarchy, sporting directors, you name it. We do have an influence. You can either make that a positive influence or a negative influence, and unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot of negative influence. Which again, I respect all opinions. You do whatever makes you happy. Just what really does irk me is the obvious engagement farming, clip farming, what the kids say nowadays. Um, you know, I'm just people will say they're not engagement farming, and that's fine. I said this plenty of times before. I respect the hustle. Bills have to be paid, families have to be fed. People want that short term dopamine, whatever. But I just don't like a supporter like myself who still backs this project. I've been posting about it for a very long time now. I preach patience for since 2023. This is a 5+ year project, which we've known for a very long time now, and we're in year two. Not even. We haven't even finished 1 year under Enzo Maresca. Um, and I'm seeing people protest and give up on this project after not even 2 full seasons, when in reality this project is supposed to be 5+ years. Now, I am in agreement. This squad needs experience, and I'm a firm believer that I do think these sporting directors, and not even just the sporting directors, but the hierarchy will hopefully learn from their mistakes and approach this summer with a mindset of, hey, maybe this club does need experience because we're getting players like Andre Santos, Estavio Willian, Kendry Paez, potentially Mike Penders. These are young kids. Players like this need experience to help them adapt to the Premier League. Um, I do think we'll see experienced players signed in the summer. I don't know what you guys want in experience. Honestly, we don't want experienced players that won't help with Chelsea. And when people say that, I get a little confused of who out there is available that's good enough for Chelsea. But I agree with those who say this side needs a bit of experience. But just to completely turn away from these guys whenever they're in a time of need, like honestly, and just attacking them is pretty ridiculous. I'm seeing Chelsea club legends attack the likes of Jadon Sancho. It's like, okay, yeah, let's kick a man while he's down instead of being there when times are tough. If you're not here for the building the foundations, then why in the world should we want you here to reap the benefits when we are winning trophies? Because that's going to happen. I've been very adamant about that for a long time now. People are just so not even just with football and sport in general, just so short-sighted. Like, you have to see our potential. You have to see the bigger picture. Are there concerns? Yes, there's concerns for every football club, every person, every sporting organization, every business. There's concerns always, but you have to see the bigger picture, the long term, the grand scheme of things. What do I mean by that? Well, a few seasons ago we finished 12th or 11th, and right now we sit 6th with 13 games remaining, in a very, 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 very good spot to clinch European football. We're dealing with injuries, and instead of protesting when we finish 12th or 11th, we're protesting whenever we sit in a better position than we did 2 years ago, which you guys have been, not you guys, but people have been preaching about, progress. We want to see progress, and we're seeing progress, like not just from the club in general, but players, manager, and we're planning a protest. I don't want to say double standards, but it's genuinely really, really, really confusing. Because I want to sit here and talk about Aston Villa, our match against Aston Villa. It's the biggest match of the season. It's a must win. If we want Champions League football, this is a match we must win. And then after that, we have Southampton and Leicester City. All of a sudden, that could be 7, potentially 9 points, and we're right back in the thick of things. But we're planning a protest. Do you see how confusing that is? Like, we talk about wanting to be successful, wanting our Chelsea back. Yes, I want to win. I want our Chelsea back. We are going to get our Chelsea back. It's just in a different way than we're used to. What do I mean by that? Under Roman, we bought players at their peak. We bought them very expensive. We bought busts, and we obviously had some massive hits. It happens. This approach won us a lot of trophies. It also put us in a very bad position towards the end, so much so that the new ownership had to self-report some shady business done by the previous ownership, which then led to a hefty fine for us, and there was a long time where we thought we were going to get a pretty hefty points deduction. That's not a way to run a football club. Maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, but not just Chelsea. In today's football world, modern era, that is not the way the game is being approached anymore. The game is getting younger. So instead of buying the likes of Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez for £110 million or whatever it was, which, again, I'm very happy about both, we are buying the likes of Kendry Páez for 20 million euros around there, Estavio Willian for, I think, up to 64 million euros around there. Andre Santos, Renato Vega, cheap buys like that, they're either going to work really, really well for Chelsea or they are going to be sold for a profit. People don't like that. That's just the modern game. It's not just Chelsea. I know it's hard for people, especially in sport, because, we deal with our everyday lives. We all have our own struggles, our own desires, etc. So we turn to a hobby like watching Chelsea and just want to win. But that's just not realistic. You know what I mean? It's just not realistic. These guys need our backing, full backing. How would you feel if you went to work and your customers, you go online, your customers just all week talking negatively about your product or about how your work, your desire, your mentality? How frustrating would that be? And now people, I see comments like, oh, well, they're not babies. These are professional footballers, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not just professional footballers. These are human beings. Like, the mental aspect of the game is way, 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 way more important than the physical aspect of the game. Why would I want to perform for an organization if my supporters are talking negatively about me 24/7? You see how that's frustrating? Again, I respect all opinions. I just think we need to go about it in a different manner. I think we need to focus on the bigger picture, the things that matter, and that's supporting Chelsea Football Club, not dividing the fan base. These guys need us more than ever. This is adversity. This is some pretty massive adversity. We have a mountain to climb, and I'm not going to turn my head and bow down and, oh, this guy out, get this guy out. I'm done supporting this club. No, that's not what I'm doing. We need to support these young players and this manager more than ever. Do not divide the fan base. Seriously, we have to come together. That's the only way. We have a say. We can make a difference. We can be the change. But the narratives I'm seeing online, the engagement farming, the clip farming, is just so frustrating, especially when you have supporters out there who genuinely just want to watch Chelsea Football Club succeed. It hasn't even been a whole season. I'm seeing people calling for Enzo Maresca out. Like, what are we doing here? Like, actually, you in a project, you want to be successful, but you are jumping off ship after the first set of adversity. Like, that's not a way to approach life, especially sport, especially the new era, modern era. I know it's hard with social media and people being trolls, etc., but I'm telling you, the wins, the trophies that are inevitable, in my opinion, are going to feel so much sweeter when you back this project and stick through the hard times. You can call me names all you want. You can say whatever you want. This is genuinely how I feel. Like, I'm sitting right here in front of a camera, not hiding behind a keyboard. I'm just telling you how I feel right now. This is me being honest. I have no notes around me. This is straight from the dome. This was a video I was honestly excited to talk about so I could give my thoughts in word form, not just over posts on X. But seriously, regardless of opinion, regardless of who you are, I genuinely hope you're doing well and staying safe. Don't forget to smile today, and please leave any feedback below, and up the Chels.